ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ನಾನು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And another request is, some of you have existing, you can't easily move. Either you can change a chair, because we'll do some exercises for breathing exercises. Yakandre I always say that knowledge will not give you any benefit. How that, right? So, but what really helps is your practice. If somebody says exercise is very good, you can write an exam and get 95% mark. But if you don't actually do exercise, you won't get any benefit for your health. So, what I found is, I have given this talk many places. After 1 month, everybody clapped, wonderful, they do all that. Then after 1 month, when I asked, they said, no, not. Then I feel it's a total waste of my time. So I want people to, why I give that is, so that you get inspired that, oh, this is so useful, it is good for my health, it is good for my brain, good for my heart, and you will start doing it. But if you don't do it, then it's a waste of your time and my time, both. So I started recently, thanks to his last this thing, when he arranged it in IIIT Hyderabad. Around 3 hours we had, and he was also there nice throughout. I asked them to do some breathing exercises then and there, so that something you will remember. Otherwise, just theory will go away. You will realize, oh, you gave a nice talk. So that is the purpose. Okay, I hope you don't mind. And all of you can sit a little behind, so that in between we can stand up and do some exercise. Okay. Other times you can sit. So, if you don't mind, I'll start with some practical things before we go to the slides and this thing. Because you are used to so many slides and all that, right? Slides are not so interesting. Especially in the world of AI, you need some real intelligence, human intelligence also. Otherwise, it is everything the AI engine will do. We will not improve at all. I tell my students, when you use neural network learns, but you don't learn anything. You are there only. So, we'll start with simple things. See, in our people say that in our earlier shastras, it says somebody confirmed that even in Japan they agree that is the number of, when God or whoever nature creates us, it seems our lifetime is not decided in terms of the number of years. Lifetime is decided in the number of breaths. So if you slow down your breath, then you can live long. Suppose you are given, let us say all of us are given 1 crore breaths. So whenever you finish, if that is true, we'll go with it. So, but if that 1 crore breath instead of 40 years, if you can extend to 50 years, then you can live for 50 years. And also, slower breath is so there are lot of benefits we will see. So, I just want you to know how you can easily reduce your breathing rate. Okay, so that is the first thing we will do. So, what you will do is, I will give some timing, 1 minute timing. Okay, I will say 3, 2, 1, then you close your eyes and just count your number of breaths. Don't do anything, don't change your breath. Your normal, whatever is the time way you are breathing, let it be there. So, 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation is 1 count. Like that you count it, and at the end of 1 minute I will say stop. Then you just tell me how many breaths you have. Roughly it will be some 15 to 25 for different people. Is that clear? Any questions on that? Simple, no?
One inhale is 1 and
No. Inhale plus exhale is 1. 1 full round. 1 cycle is 1. Okay?
But long, not long.
No, don't change your breathing. Don't make it faster and slower.
Yes.
Whatever, you just close your eyes and observe your breathing. Count. Later I will tell you to make it long. That's a different next this thing. Okay. So let's be ready. You are closing the eyes is only so that you can observe much better. There will be no distractions from outside. You can observe inside. Okay. So let's start. 3, 2, 1. Start. Yeah, stop. So let's have somebody say how many breaths you counted.
13.
13,
20.
23,
25,
25, okay.
19,
19,
Exactly
20,
14.
14,
21.
21. So you can see that it's somewhere between 15 and 25. So that's a
Nine.
normal age. Huh? 9. You do some practice of
Yes.
yoga pranayama.
He is a certified teacher of yoga.
Okay, I can understand that. Otherwise it won't be so low. That is very
It's
nice.
surprising for me also. Even I didn't know that I was normally breathing. I haven't this one. I haven't
Never
I haven't done anything.
So that is a proof that if you practice, automatically it will reduce. Okay. So now what we do is, you remember your own number. Okay. You said some 23 or something. Somebody had 15. Whatever is your number, now you will compare it to the next one. This time again I will give you 1 minute time. Now you do as slow as possible, but not like somehow try to get force and you get some pain in your chest and or complain. Nothing like that. Whatever is comfortable, make it as slow as possible. Slow inhale, slow exhale, and then count. Okay. So we are doing two things now. Earlier we are not controlling the breath. Now we are making it as slow as possible. That's comfortably, and then counting. I will tell you at the end of 1 minute. Okay. Let's start. 3, 2, 1. Start. Stop. Yeah. So now you tell both the numbers. What the previous and now?
23, 14.
23,
13 or 25. What? 25? 14.
25 to 14. Okay.
21, 8.
21, 8. Great. Okay.
7.
27.
20 and 7.
7.
20 and 7.
7.
14 and 7.
14 and 7. Okay.
21 and 7.
Huh?
21 earlier, now 7.
7. Okay.
14, 10.
Okay. So you can see that most of you have reduced by half. Some of them maybe a little less. But was it difficult? Anybody had a difficult? Oh, it's so difficult. I can't do it. Nothing, right? So it's very easy. So if you do a little practice, whoever could not reduce to half, you can easily reduce to half. So we are not trying to get some award in this thing. This is the best breathing rate in the world. We are not in this. Just we are interested in improving our health. As you will see, there are many more benefits. First thing is, you can prolong your life. And suppose you want proof. How do I know that by reducing my breathing rate we can live longer? Anybody knows which is the animal which lives the longest? Tortoise. Yeah, correct. How many years?
200 miles.
600 to 7.
No, not 600. Maybe that was during Krishna's time. Now we have polluted this thing, water in the ocean also. Now they say average is 180, but some live up to even 300 years. Okay, compared to at least human beings, it easily lives twice. It breathes only 3 or 4 times a minute. And some of you may think, oh, it is too small, so it's okay. But anybody knows how many years elephants live? 80. 80 is average. Okay. Again, some of them can live long. Elephants also breathe only 4 times a minute. But this is what I call it when they are resting. If the elephant is running, you also know that when you run or you are in a marathon, your heart rate, your breathing rate, everything increases. So what we are talking about is resting breathing rate. So that also lives longer. On the one side you have tortoise very small, and the other side you have even some whales can live more than 100 years. It's one of the biggest, this thing. So they also breathe very slow. Some whales, whales have to come out to breathe. Unlike fish, they cannot breathe inside the water. So they come out, and sometimes even 1 minute they eat inside. It doesn't come out. Some of them can go even 2 minutes it seems. So it's a different thing. Anyway, so that is an indirect proof. So any animal which lives only 15-20 years? Dogs. Dogs breathe 30 times per minute. So rough idea, you can know that when it breathes 30 times per minute, it's only 10 to 15 years. When it is 3 times per minute, it lives 80, 100, 200 years. So that's the first thing. Second thing, some of you might have heard that there are people who talk about some mudras. You do this, chin mudra, chinmay mudra, and something will increase your memory, something will reduce something else, all that, right? So I don't know, I'm not an expert on that, but I will give you some idea about how the mudras can modify your breathing. A simple thing. Okay. So what we will do is, because many of us, we know, people have gone to moon. We have sent rockets in our ISRO and all that. But my friends in Nimans say that some of the things in the brain we still don't know why it is. So we have not found out anything about ourselves. So we know so many things. Now with mobile, all international politics. But we don't know about simple things about our own life. Morning I was talking to some doctors. They themselves said, see, I'm not a doctor, I'm an engineer, but they came and said, oh, you gave a very good talk. Even appreciated by doctors because they also don't know some of the things. They are only specialists in cardiology and they know that, and the drugs, that's all. Okay. So what you do is, this hand, when you are sitting, you do it in sitting only, sit erect so that it's a little better, and you keep your hand with the palm looking up like this on both the hands on your lap. Relax, and then again no, timing is not needed. Close your eyes and do that second time, relaxedly deep breathing, and observe whether chest is moving more or stomach is moving more. You know that chest breathing, stomach breathing. No? So observe, because some of you, if you have never observed, it may not be easy. Okay, if you have observed, it's more easy. And if you have a very tight belt, you should loosen it because that will affect the way you breathe. Okay. So is that clear? So you just close your eyes, keep it like this, and then observe. After some time, once you are clear whether, because for many of us both will be moving, but if you carefully observe, either stomach will be moving more or the chest will be moving. Then once you note down that, you change the hands like this. Previously palm was looking at the roof. Now the palm should look at your thigh. Change it, both the hands. Then again continue for a few more breaths and see whether any change is there in the pattern. Is that clear? Any questions? Okay, let's start. Close the eyes and try that. Do a little deeper breathing so that you can observe the difference. You observed, sir? Anything you saw any difference?
Breathing in the stomach.
No, there are two questions. No, what is the difference?
ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲಾಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು
ಇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ
First one is this one. Stomach. Then second.
So it switches between stomach and chest. How many of you observed that it switches between stomach and chest? So, see what is the connection? I have still not understood why it works, but it does for all the people. Some of you could not say. It is just that you are not sensitive to observing your own body. Our body can tell so many things. One of my friends is there is a yogi. When he closes his eyes, you put anything in his hand. His body tells him whether it is good for his health or not. If you put some poisonous thing, he will tell you this is not good for health. Body is able to tell. So many facilities our body has, but we have never bothered to study our own body and understand the signals. So here just you are changing this here is affecting the way you are breathing. And then you must have heard this, there are different names for this, Nadi Shodhan, or they call it Nadi Shuddhi, or Anulom Vilom, or in English they call it alternate nostril breathing. So all of these are different forms of the same thing. So we will try that, but not in the usual way, because I want you to know, see when you do breathing only through one of the nostrils and closing it, see that it is divided only here. From here it is only one tube. You know that, no? There is only one tube goes here, trachea, and then it divides into two lungs. So even though it is divided here, it is joining, but still it is able to control something, which is very interesting. Again, many people are not able to observe, but you should try it later. You can increase your sensitivity, but more you start observing yourself. Okay. So what you do is close one of the nostrils. Again, close your eyes so that you can observe better. That's all. Close one of the nostrils. Suppose you are breathing through this. For some time, you would keep your thing in the right chest and see whether this is moving, how much it is moving. Then you continue the same breathing and keep it on the other side. You will see that same side it is moving more. Then you change the breathing and again see that it is other side it is moving more. There is some connection. Maybe there are some sensors which are giving it, I don't know. But I observed that it is able to, so when they said that there is something is happening in the body. That's why they asked you to do that. Because if it is same tube and nothing is happening, then it has no meaning. Somebody, he said Chandra Nadi, Suri Nadi and all that. One is supposed to improve your digestion, improve your metabolism and all that. Other is supposed to slow down your metabolism. If somebody is very lean, they should do one type so that they can increase weight. If you're too heavy, in IISc and Bangalore, they ask them to do this different types of things. So you have got that, no? So close one of the nostrils. Anyway, some finger is not important because they are not doing the actual basis. And then breathe only one of the nostrils and just check your chest, touch your own chest and see which one is moving more. And then once you observe, you change it and again see. You will see that it goes to that side, whichever side you are breathing, that side it will move. Check. Again, do a little deep breathing so that that some movement you can observe. Yeah, who could observe that there is a change? If you are not able to observe, it's okay. You need to practice a little because, like I said, we don't observe ourselves. We always observe outside world. We are more interested in what other people are doing mistakes. So, you could observe?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was breathing here, that when I left was.
Left is going up.
Yeah.
I don't know actually. I observed, but we have to find out why and is there some signal that is going from nostril to that so that it's able to do that? We don't know. The other thing I recently studied, not related to breathing. See, when you are eating now, many times we are not aware what we are eating. So you are seeing movie or you are seeing mobile and then something goes in. How much you ate also you don't know. Right? What they say is that the taste sensors which are there in your mouth, they immediately communicate something. Suppose you are taking lot of oily stuff. It requires different type of this thing to digest. Okay, or you are taking just more of carbohydrates, not much oil. Then it requires different digestive juices to digest. It seems if you munch for some time, then it senses and sends information immediately to the brain, and brain produces the corresponding digestive juices in your stomach. But if you just start gulping very fast, that doesn't happen because there is not enough time for the body to respond. So one of the things, is very important to improve your health. You don't need to modify your food. Doctor will say you don't need this, count your calories, very complex things. Just observe when you are eating, you only eat. Don't talk, don't see movies, don't eat mobiles, okay? Just observe and bite as much as possible. Whatever your teeth can do, your stomach cannot do. 35% of our digestion takes place in the mouth. No doctor unfortunately says that. They know it, but they also don't know it, so they don't tell you. So if you can bite properly, suppose you take some parupu vada. What do you call parupu? Dal, what do you call it?
Uddin Mada.
Not udin vada, the other
Madhur order.
dal vada.
The dal vada only.
Dal vada, sometimes the dal is in full.
Kadle
Kadle bede will be there, and when it is roasted, it is hard. If you don't bite it in the mouth, 100% it will come through that. It cannot get digested in your stomach. Our stomach digestion is like a washing machine. It just does that. It doesn't have anything to pound, break, nothing. Whatever breaking is there, only your teeth is possible. If you break it, then it becomes very small pieces and the surface area increases. Then when it goes to the stomach, the digestive juices and hydrochloric acid, they can digest. But if you don't bite, whatever you don't bite which is hot, will just go through the pipe and go out. It's a waste that you ate, honestly. It cannot get digested. Okay, so let's come back. So one more exercise I thought we'll do, because today everybody, one in three have some problem with hypertension, high BP. Even people are at 35, 40 also, some people are reporting. Some famous people, Rajkumar's son and all, they died very early also. And so I have come up with a very simple exercise which combines three different principles. They are found in a study in UK that if you just expose yourself to sun, your BP can come down. See, most of us, unfortunately, there are some countries where they don't see sun for months. My son is in Germany, for 3 months they will not have sun. We hate it so much, but we want to sit inside a AC room. You don't want to see the sun at all. And people have, my younger brother has vitamin D deficiency. He says, when I say, why don't you sit in the sun, I don't have time. So one thing is, expose yourself to sun, BP can reduce. Number one.
Morning times or afternoon?
Huh?
At what time?
Whatever time, sir. If I say 12 o'clock, then you will tell me that 12 o'clock is not possible. Whatever time works, you do it, sir. What is important is doing it. Then if you do it regularly, then you can think of what is the best time. Best time is between 10 and 2.
10 and
But at least expose, that is what I am saying. Okay. So first is that. So if you have a roof, in your house, and you have this thing, and on Sunday at least, men, at least you can remove your shirt. Ladies, whatever minimum dress you have, so at least some 25% of the body, if you can expose some legs, hands, that's also good enough. So you will get both vitamin D and reduction of BP. Second thing is, there is a breathing called Brahmari breathing. So you inhale normally through the nose. When you exhale with the humming sound. It's like this. When you do this kind of breathing, there is a gas called nitric oxide is produced by the nasal cavity, and it releases into the air that you are breathing in. And normally also a little bit of nitric oxide comes, but when you breathe like this humming breathing, it increases 15 times. And that nitric oxide opens up your blood vessels, it increases the blood vessel volume, that is the diameter it increases, so that the blood can easily go. So automatically it reduces your blood pressure. Apart from that, there are other benefits. You can get new neurons in your brain. It can kill virus, bacteria, including COVID virus. It can kill people. There are other benefits, but right now we are talking only about BP. Okay, so that is the second one. Third one, some of you, anybody here who is taking hypertensive drugs? Anyone here? Oh, great! This is a great place. BP, yeah. So the doctor would have said, daily do some walking. Right? So there are different things. People say walking is good, some people say brisk walking is good, somebody says slow walking is good, somebody says you do that this thing, exercise with this thing that should increase the heart rate. There are different things. But recent studies said that all of them are valid, but the most effective exercise is what they call isometric exercise, where you extend some muscle but no movement, you stay there. See, one of the best things they have found is, they call it wall chair exercise. You sit like this. No chair, but you are sitting like a chair. Just sit as much, maybe 10 seconds. Initially you can't do more than 10 seconds. Maybe you can slowly increase. And they found that all the exercises that I told you, compared to all of them, this gives much better results for BP. So, if you know yoga, you have a yoga teacher, lucky. So any yoga posture, Now what I do is, I do that this Surya Namaskar. In each position, I just stay there for 20 counts. Because that's a isometric exercise. Some muscle should be extended. So, and you just stay there, no move, right? But it's not just relaxing. Some muscle is extended. Any muscle in the body. So that gives this. So now, I have a thing which combines all three. So go to the sun. Now, of course, we can't go. Maybe lunchtime, if we are there, we can go. Go to the sun. Expose some part of your body. Let's say you can just do this. Be there. And also do the Brahmari breathing. Keep like this. Anyway, you are not doing much exercise, so you can still control your breathing. Then you do. I checked myself. If you just do for 10 minutes, your BP reduces by 10 counts, both systolic and diastolic. If it is 130/90, you can bring it down to 128. Most breathing exercises, he will agree with me. Any yoga, pranayama, if you do, systolic will reduce. Diastolic is not easy at all, it doesn't reduce. But you try this. If it doesn't work, question me. I have studied and then I created some videos just for people. So any position of yoga or any other posture, just you do this. Stay there for some time and in the sun and do this breathing. Best exercise for breathing with the breathing. Okay? So with that, let us get started with the slides now. So promise me you will do it today itself during the lunchtime. You have is there a place where they can get exposed to sun here?
Here,
Close everything.
yeah, but outside we have.
Outside, please. Whatever, at least roll off your hands and at least expose your hand little bit of this thing face, that much is good enough. But when you can do better, you can do it at home. Okay, let's do that. So let's start our, this is how much time I have? Up to 1 hour. So, see, we know that, most of us live by our brain, right? Today, brain is our most important tool. Suppose, a railway porter is there, he doesn't use much of brain, he uses the muscles, but most of us live by our brain. So the brain's weight is only 2% of the body weight. Suppose somebody is 50 kg, the brain will be only, how much is 2%? 1 kg. Only 1 kg is your brain weight, but it takes 20% of the oxygen that it breathes. So brain is one of the organs which takes maximum inputs, both oxygen and other nutrition like glucose or whatever. That's why, my wife always says, you eat so much but you never put on weight. I say, I study a lot, you don't. Really, if you use your brain more, it uses all your energy. And especially people who you would have seen, night time if you study, after 10, after some time you feel hungry because it takes a lot of energy. Brain is a highly energy consuming thing. So when you breathe and you increase our breathing, we just saw that you can increase. When you slow down, which means you are breathing in for a longer time, you are taking more oxygen, more air, more oxygen. So your brain also gets better oxygen. And unlike food, see, if I don't eat for some time, see, your director said today you don't eat anything because it's Tuesday, right? So, but it's still okay. Gandhi showed that you can be without, and all the people who do Ekadashi Vratam and all that, nothing happens in one day, right? So it's still okay. Whereas if you don't get oxygen for your brain cells, 6 minutes, that's all. After that it goes permanent. You can't recover that part of the neurons. That's why when stroke or something happens, whatever part that blood vessel was affected, that goes off. Then people lose, some movement in the body or speech or something. So it's that important. You can't afford to stop breathing. That's why there is this thing. Even if you try to stop your breathing, after some time it will take over. Fortunately, God has kept this thing. So it is that important that breathing for our brain. Okay. So all of you might have heard about there is YouTube. If you go, they say intermittent fasting is good. You eat only 2 times and take evening dinner early, and then next day if you eat by 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock, in between you maintain at least 12 to 16 hours, then you have some benefits. They call it autophagy. So one scientist was given Nobel Prize in 2016 for this. So what is autophagy is, see, when you don't eat for some time, the body waits. Oh, I know that fellow will eat after some time. So it waits. It doesn't do anything. But 12 hours, 14, 16 hours, then it realizes, oh, something is wrong. I will do something. So now less food is available. So it optimizes. The body is a very intelligent machine. So it says what is most important, what is less important. So it looks at all the cells in the body. Whichever is not good, cancer cells, it kills. Or any other cell which is not functioning well, it kills all the cells. Good cells it keeps. So that way it is saving the food. Because it gets rid of the bad cells, the number of cells comes down, and the less number of cells, it is able to, you know that when you have fat, it stores glucose as glycogen, and then it is reproduced, and that is how you are able to live without food for some time. Because the body has reserves, that reserves are being released, but it doesn't want to give it to everybody. So this fellow is not good, kill that fellow. So that is what is called autophagy. Body itself intelligently kills the bad cells, and it can kill. They have proved, this man showed that cancer cells are killed. So if you regularly do this thing, Ekadashi Vratam, your chance of getting cancer is less. Of course, you should also take care of the Dwadasi, what you eat also. Next day if you eat biryani, then the other problems. So you have to be careful about that also. So our this thing is now about breathing. The same thing happens to the breathing that people have not studied. So there are some papers based on rats and all that, because it's difficult to check the brain for a human being. Unless you cut it, they cannot count what has happened to the brain. So studies in human beings are difficult. But the same thing is, I told you, we have reserves, so if you don't eat for 10 hours, nothing happens. But we don't have reserves for oxygen. Nowhere we can store oxygen. So that's why you have to constantly breathe. So if you stop breathing, if you inhale and hold, or if you exhale and hold, after a few minutes, the body finds it very difficult. Doesn't know what to do now. So, but again, same mechanisms come in. Oh, that's not enough oxygen, so let's kill some cells. So the same autophagy gets activated within minutes or even seconds. See, if you practice, see now with my practice, I can hold my breath for 45 seconds. Not just once. All of you can do it once. Somehow you can hold it. After that, you will say like that. You can't do it again. I can do it 10 times, one after another, like that. So by practice, my guru can do it for 3 minutes. So when you hold it for a length of time, maybe in 20-30 seconds, so it's too high a time for the brain. So throughout the body, there are sensors which sense the amount of oxygen, amount of carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide goes up, it dissolves in the body fluids and it becomes carbonic acid. So that reduces the pH. So there are also the sensors in the body which senses the pH. So all of these fellows will fire and send information to the brain. Oh, something is wrong. Carbon dioxide is increasing. There is no oxygen. pH is going down. So then this similar to autophagy, there is another thing called mitophagy. Within the cells, you have something called mitochondria. They are the ones which gives you all the energy. Whenever you do physical activity or mental activity, that energy that comes is produced by this mitochondria. You might have studied in school something called ATP. That is the energy source. That mitochondria also, whichever is not working well, it kills. When you do intermittent fasting or intermittent hypoxia, what I call intermittent hypoxia means reduced oxygen. Intermittent means it's not permanent. You just hold for some time. You are creating temporarily less oxygen in the body and activating the mechanisms inside the body. Okay? And it also gives other benefits. There is something called BDNF, that is brain development neurotropic factor, that helps, it enhances the activity of your neurons. So even that level goes up just by holding your breath. So there are, and it is so simple. So one of the things we will do now is called Samavritti Pranayama. Sama means equal, Vritti is flow or movement. That means, you inhale for some time. You can have your own counting. Count, if you want to count, you can count. I do some mantra chanting. So instead of counting, you can do a Gayatri Japam or whatever. Or you like Om Namo Narayana, you can say that. Whatever is the thing. You say once, inhale, another once, hold. Once exhale. Or you can do more time, then you can chant 2 times, inhale 2 times, hold 2 times, exhale. So that is called 1:1:1 Samavritti Pranayama. But if you practice, maybe our friend can do the other thing also. You can also hold after exhalation. Because holding after inhalation is easy because you have some air inside. But holding after exhale is relatively difficult. But with practice you can do that. So that is called 1:1:1:1. When you do this, you are holding your breath for some time, no? Then you are activating this. There are many things like BDNF, I told you, increases. Autophagy, mitophagy happens. It can also give rise to new neurons. When I did my PhD 30 years back, they thought that once when you are a child, all development happens, all brain develops, then with age only neurons die, nothing new will come. But now they prove that new neurons are possible at any age, depending on whatever exercises or breathing and other things you can do. So let's do this. So I will not give any time because it depends on your convenience. But what you do is have your own method of counting or chanting or whatever you do. Equal duration inhale, for the same duration hold, that is stop your breathing, then equal duration exhale. If possible, you can also do equal duration hold after exhale. So either do only 3, or you can also do 4, whatever works. Okay, and whatever is comfortable. Don't put too much pressure. With time, you can increase. Okay, if you practice every day 1 minute, after 1 week, you will see that from 10 seconds you can increase to 12 seconds. I started with 30 seconds. Now I am able to do 42 seconds. So it's like that. So let's do that. Close your eyes and do, let us say 10 rounds. Okay, 1:1:1 or 1:1:1:1, 10 rounds. Okay. It's called Samavritti Pranayama.
We have to start it from left side.
Nothing like that. You are not holding it. It's normal, simple breathing. See, left means you have to use your hand.
Okay.
Just do normal, simple breathing. Let's stop after 10 rounds.
water, and we have water.
It is good to take water before. So let's stand and do that. I told you to do it during lunchtime, but it's better to do it right now. Later you can do in the sun. Okay. Let's stand and maybe you can do whatever is convenient. One of the things is you can just extend it even beyond. See, this is parallel, but you can even take it so that extend as much as possible behind and hold it there. You shouldn't move that. Don't move the legs and hands. Now you do the inhale, exhale with the humming sound. Let's do 10 rounds again. Not difficult, no? So you have to combine with sunlight also to get the best benefit. It's both useful for vitamin D. So in India now they say that nearly 50% have vitamin D deficiency. So it's good for that. Which means your bones will be better, and it's also, even if you don't have BP, you can prevent it for more time. Thank you. So, see, oxygen we said is very important for the brain, but oxygen is needed for every cell in the body. And whatever you eat, whether even if you take medicine, wherever the body pain is there, injection is always given either here or here. So the body has to take it to that place, so that everything is done by your circulatory system. The heart is the one which takes through the blood whatever supplies, whether it is oxygen or glucose or any other things, or white blood cells to fight against this thing. Everything is done by the heart. And heart works again non-stop throughout the day. So heart cells also require oxygen. So when you do good breathing, it is helping your heart also. If you're not breathing well, then your heart also suffers. It doesn't get enough oxygen for its own cells. So exercising the heart, see normally, when they say, when you do walking or running, why they say that, your heart rate increases, it's a good exercise for you, they say. But if you just sit there and do deep breathing, there also your heart goes up and down. Whenever you inhale, your heart rate goes up. For all of us, even all the animals which have backbone, it happens. Whenever you exhale, heart rate comes down. So constantly it is going up and down. Normal breathing also, but our breathing is many times it is very shallow. When suppose there is a lecture like this, very interesting, you are observing very carefully, your breathing rate, it becomes very shallow actually. So it's good, that's why they said people who are learning, they should do the pranayama, because they have to compensate some other time. So just sitting and doing very deep breathing is a good exercise for the heart, because you are exercising the heart also constantly. So there are other things about breath work which is not the regular pranayama, which he told you that I am a 5-element breathwork therapist, which is a very intensive breathwork where I am working on psychiatric patients who have been not cured by psychiatrists from Nimas for 15 years. Some of them have improved with that breathwork in less than 6 months. So actually that breathwork is slightly different. We don't have time. Some other time, next time when he invites me, we will do a session, because I need 1 hour of your time to give real experience of what it is. An amazing thing. So it can even remove what I call psychological toxins from your subconscious mind. See, why people get into psychiatric this thing? Because they say something happened in the past, it has affected them very deeply. Maybe something happened to their parents, or sometimes people say even it could be past life, whatever. But those things come out and people get freed up from their mind. So that is also possible only through breathing. But more about it later. So why I give this talk everywhere I'm passionate is, see, breathing is so important. Unfortunately, no doctor gives importance to breathing. They all tell you eat this, eat that, eat vitamin, don't eat this, take less sugar, less salt, all that, But they don't say do better breathing. So I thought somebody should say that. Ideally, I want this to be taught in schools, so that we don't need to talk about it at my age of 67 or some of your age of 40 or whatever. Right? You should learn this very early. Most important in school. Anyway, so my commitment is this: your relationship with your breathing will completely transform. But if you listen to it and also start practicing. How many of you promise that you will practice at least for 5 minutes, whatever it is? And that 5 minutes also can be divided over 1 minute throughout the day. You don't need to spend that 5 minutes. If you can, great. But don't say that I don't have 5 minutes, I am too busy, so I can't do it. Do it 1 minute. That is also good. You will realize that good breathing is significantly more important than good diet. That I think you are already convinced, because you can be without food, but we can't be without oxygen. So that's equal more important. And you will be naturally more responsible for your health. You will start practicing simple breathing exercise. That's my expectation. Please do it. And you will learn Brahmari, which we did now. That is called Brahmari breathing. Of course, this is not part of it. I am combining two things. Brahmari is just humming exhalation. Okay. There is also, when you look at YouTube, if you ask for Brahmari, they will also give you an additional thing called Shanmukhi Mudra. So they will ask you to use one finger to close your eyes, another finger to close your ears, another finger to close near your mouth and this thing. That is basically all our senses they are asking you to close. Out of the senses, the most important are eyes and ears, because nobody touches you most of the time, or you are not eating. So taste, sense and all not much use, but your eyes can see everywhere. The most distraction is your eyes, right? And next is this thing. So if you close that, it's a little more effective, but the most important is just humming breathing. So if you can learn that also. So that is Brahmari. And then conscious connected breathing, which is part of what I'm my breath work which I give it to the psychiatric patient, but there is a simpler version of it which we can learn now. Are you interested? It will take 1 or 2 minutes. Is it fine? So conscious connected breathing means, the name is like this. Conscious means, see, normally you are all the time you are breathing, even when you are sleeping you are breathing, but you are not conscious of your breathing. It just goes on. Conscious breathing means for that duration you are totally attentive on your breathing. You are not attending to anything else. Keep your need. When people come to me, I tell, keep your mobile, along with that all your personal things, professional things, your family, everything, keep it there. You take it after 1 hour. So 1 hour you should be only with your breathing. So that is what I mean. 1 hour or 1 minute, whatever the time, you are only attending to your breathing. At any moment you know whether you are inhaling or exhaling like that. That is conscious. Connected is, there is no hold. So previously we did that 1:1, that's a different breathing. This one is completely different, there is no hold at all. You are inhaling, immediately start exhaling. You are exhaling, immediately start inhaling. You are not ending the inhale. It's like, it's not like, so each one ends, you should not end. It's a continuous circular or cyclic breathing is called conscious connected breathing. Your inhale is connected to the exhale, exhale is connected to the inhale. Continuously it's going. You understand? Constantly. Either you are inhaling at any time, you are either inhaling or exhaling. There is no stop at all. That's all the breathing. Okay? So, and that is shortened as CCB, conscious connected breathing. So, I told you normally we do it for an hour, but daily practice we tell those people when they go back, because that session I give once a week or once in 2 weeks. In between regular practice, we do what is called 40 CCB, 40 conscious connected breathing. And the 40 is divided into 8 groups of 5. 8 into 5 is 40. So group of 5 is 4 fast breathing, and the 5th one is relatively slow, but all of them are faster than normal. Okay? So it's like this. I'm making it with sound. There is no need for that force and sound. It is just for you to learn so that how it should be done. It's like, so that is one round. But after the first round is over, there is no gap. You should start the next round. 8 rounds should be continuous like this. Say I did 3 rounds, 3 into 5, 15. But like that you have to go on like that non-stop 8 rounds. First time you may feel a little dizzy because you are not used to that kind of fast breathing. But morning somebody asked, you are also saying you should slow down the breathing, you are also giving fast breathing. They are for different purposes. And if you do it properly, if you finish that 40 CCB, for some time your breathing will almost stop. So it will compensate automatically. But it will give you a lot of energy. My guru says that this is like drinking coffee without caffeine. Coffee is good, it gives you a kick in the morning, but it also gives you caffeine, which are not good for you. So whenever you are tired, so you are working on a day, maybe you didn't sleep well the previous day, or some other thing, you feel a little, you are yawning, you are not fully alert, or you are going to attend a meeting, you want to be alert, you are not feeling so alert. Just do this 40 CCB. It takes only 1 minute. The 40 breath breathing, because you are doing it fast, once you learn, it just takes only 1 minute. That 1 minute will charge you like anything. Next 1 hour will be good. And once you learn, slowly increase it to 3 times. The way I do it is 140 CCB, that is 8 rounds of 5. Then, because you will be out of breath, you relax for a minute. So, second minute I am relaxing. Third minute again I am doing another 40 CCB. Fourth minute I again relax. Fifth minute I do the third 40 CCB. In 5 minutes, 3 40 CCBs are over. If you that you really feel so charged. I have given it to some people, they feel it's so good. One person is doing that Buddhist meditation. What is that called? Not Tibetan. So they have that 1 week you have to be there. Vipassana. So that person is a Vipassana meditator for 10 years, he said. I told him, you do this 46 CP 3 times before you do the Vipassana meditation. He wrote this big message in WhatsApp after 1 month. My meditation has improved so much by this. So it's a very powerful thing. My guide says, my guru says it is like, so sometimes your mobile, it's very slow. And then it says, so many, the apps are running behind, can I close it, right? Then you close all the apps, then it becomes faster, right? You are using only one app at that time. So he says it is like the reset for your body. When you do the 46 CP, it resets everything and everything starts fresh. So you try it, you will know. Let us try to do this for one set of 80 to 540. Any question on how to do it? You know that, no? 4 fast breaths, 5th is relatively slow, but don't end it after the 5th one. Again start the next round, fast 4, slow 5th. Again keep on going till 40 things. 8 rounds of prayer. Okay? Yeah, let's start.
Again, with closed hands?
Yes. See, the closing eyes is not a must, but it just
Observation.
75% of your sensory inputs are short when your eyes are closed. That is what takes our attention all the time. So it collects your attention. That's all. If you can do that without closing, perfectly fine. When you finish, keep your eyes closed and just observe your breathing. You will feel that it will either slow down quite a bit or sometimes even stops for some time. Okay, let's continue. Because it should take only 1 minute. You are not taking so much time. So I don't know how many times you did. Sir, you need to make it faster. Whatever you're doing, it's a slow down motion. You have to at least double the speed. So it's like you are doing. It's not a slow deep breath. It's a fast deep breath. How many of you found that at the end of that 40 ccp, either it slowed down or stopped for some reason?
Little bit slow.
Okay. So this is my promise. See, we learned Brahmari, which is that humming breathing. Conscious connected breathing is what you did now, CCB, 40 CCBs. And then intermittent hypoxia breathing is that Samavritti, what I told you, 1:1:1 or 1:1:1:1. So this and that the alternate nostril breathing, just these 4 things, you do it in whatever combination, at least 10 minutes per day. Either continuously for 10 minutes if you can do, great. Otherwise divide it over the day, whatever way, you do it 1 month, you will see your energy level, awareness, alertness, everything will go up. But don't expect, it's not like Saridon, you just take it and something goes off. It won't happen next day. 1 month, clearly you will see your energy level is going up. How many of you get up in the morning and you are not feeling very fresh? Something. You will change that. How many of you eat dinner after 7 o'clock?
Almost.
You should stop that. It's one of the most worst habits. You should have at least 2.5 to 3 hours between the time you eat your dinner and you sleep. When you eat, see the within our body blood vessels, the total volume is 8.5 liters. For an adult, of course, varies with the body weight and average is 8.5 liters is the total average volume of the blood vessels. But the amount of blood available is only 5 liters. So 8.5 liters volume, availability is 5 liters. So at no point it can fill all of it. Brain always decides which is important. After you eat, it sends more to the blood, stomach for digestion. When you are studying, it sends more to the brain. If you are running, it sends more to the hands and the legs. So it always decides what is important based on it. Without your thinking, it does. Right? So, when you start eating, it gives, that's why when you take a good lunch, and if you have a class immediately afterwards, you may remember in your schools, you will feel sleepy. Nothing wrong with you. Your body is doing its job. You ate, so it's giving importance. More blood is going to stomach, not enough available for the brain. So ideal thing is after lunch, we should have a class for at least 2 hours. That's the best thing. So traditional gurus and all, even if now you go to any ashram, they will not teach anything immediately after lunch. They'll say, lunch is over, now you take rest for 2 hours, come again, we'll start at 4 o'clock. So when you eat and sleep within 1 hour, let's say, or 2 hours, the food is not fully digested. The moment you start sleeping, brain stops, blood to the stomach. The rest of it is not digested. In Ayurveda, it is called ama. It's like some poison. Because it's undigested, and that's one of the reasons why people get up not feeling fresh. Today morning after the talk, one doctor came to me. I don't know what specialist he is. All were doctors. Sir, I'm not able to sleep at all. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes I sleep. What do we do? Tell me what breathing we can do. First I said, what time you teach your dinner? He said 11 o'clock. I said, forget it, you can't sleep. See, if you eat a dinner at 11 o'clock, maximum you may sleep at 11:30, 12, whatever, right? The food is not digested. You don't need food. When you are sleeping, why do you need food? You are not doing any work. Compared to standing, when you sit itself, the body requires less food, less energy. When you are lying down, still less. When you are sleeping, nothing much. So people think that we have to eat a great dinner. It's nonsense. You don't need. After 7 o'clock, the more the time, you should eat less. If you are somehow you are forced, you are going at 8 o'clock, reduce to half. 9 o'clock reduced to 1/4. 10 o'clock, you don't eat, nothing will happen, you won't die. You will actually feel much fresher in the morning. If you still feel, you should take one banana or half cup of milk or buttermilk, good enough. Nothing more is needed. I told that man, no, I have my clinic and in the evening I come late. I said, see, you are saying you are a doctor. You are treating other people's health. What about your health? Nobody will do that for you. You have to take care of your health. You must eat before 7, right? So if you are, my clinic starts at 7, he said, I said before 7 you take something from home or you take some fruit, whatever. Finish dinner and then start your clinic, come home and sleep. After that you will see what breathing you have to do. First, you have to cut down this basic wrong habit. When I was in IISc campus, one of opposite side, one management professor was there. Night 10 o'clock they will deliver pizza.
It is 24-hour campus.
Pizza will take 24 hours to digest, normally. And if you eat it after 10 o'clock, you are digging your own grave. Sorry to say, that is the thing. It's very, very difficult to digest. But if at all you have to eat it in the daytime, not in the evening. You will never digest it. So, very bad. Anyway. So this is what I am saying. If you practice 1 month and if you don't feel your energy has gone up, question me. I will take it. So, we saw this breathing rate, mitochondria right now. I don't know how much time, only 10 more minutes, so let's go faster. Brahmari, I already told you. So, Brahmari increases that nitric oxide, I told you. So, some scientists who found out what all the benefits of nitric oxide, he got a Nobel Prize for medicine. So, it's such an important thing. And it can also give neurogenesis. That means you can get new neurons in your brain by increasing your nitric oxide, which can be done by the Brahmari tea. And those of you who don't, even though you may eat early, that's the first condition I told you already. After eating early, also some people, if you don't get good sleep immediately after sleeping, after lying down, you can do this Brahmari. It's a highly relaxing breathing, and if possible, you can also do the alternate nostril breathing. Don't do the 40 ccv before sleeping because it activates. You should do it when you want to do some work. You can do it in daytime. Ideal time is when you get up in the bed itself, you do the 40 ccv and then get up. It's a good time. But when you are going to sleep, do the relaxing breathing. Alternate nostril breathing, that Nadi Shodhan is very good. And Brahmari, you will definitely get much better sleep. So this is the man who got a Nobel Prize, Louis Ignarro, for nitric oxide. And his videos are available on YouTube. You should look at that. Some of you want, I can give the slides with your directory. You can look at it, get all the references. So this is the scientist Lundberg in Karolinska Institute in Sweden. That is the institute which decides the Nobel Prize for Medicine, big research institution. He discovered that humming increases the nitric oxide by 15 times. And if you do good deep breathing, your wounds will get healed fast. They are using it in Johns Hopkins Hospital in US. It's a very famous hospital. So there are other benefits for deep breathing. And normal breathing involves only 23 muscles. When you do very deep breathing, you can exercise up to 89 muscles. So 14% of the body's muscles are activated just by deep breathing. So you can imagine what great exercise it is. And because so many muscles are involved, see, this is a spinal cord. You can see except the bottom where I have not marked, all other the spinal junctions, the nerves that are coming out, they are controlling some muscles related to breathing. Either when some of them, this abdominal muscle come into picture when you do forceful exhalation, like Kapalabhati is one where you are forcefully exhaling. So those muscles, abdominal muscles, they come into picture during that. When you do forceful inhalation, there are other muscles coming in. So you can activate up to 89 muscles by doing deep breathing. So just by sitting and doing deep breathing, you are doing a lot of exercise. You are giving exercise to the heart, you are benefiting your brain benefiting your lungs and everything. So other thing is, normal breathing, when you are not even aware when you are breathing, maximum amount of air that is going in is half a liter. That itself looks bigger, but when you do very deep breathing, suppose I do this, forceful inhalation like this. So it's a forceful inhalation. You know, you are using your stomach, you are using your chest, you are also using some muscles in the shoulder. There is also, if you look at the regular yoga text, they talk of these three things: belly breathing, chest breathing, and shoulder breathing. You will get all of this together, and then forcefully exhale, like all of this plus like Kapalabhati and all that. Then you can inhale up to 4.8 liters. From 0.5 liters, you can go to 4.8 liters. You can check anywhere, all medical texts are confirming this. It looks very high, but it's a fact. So that much you can increase your this thing, and recent studies have shown that if you expand your lung capacity, your life will extend. And there is a recent study which also says that by doing deep breathing, you can change the velocity of blood flow in your brain. Blood in the brain is called, slightly different name they have given, it's called cerebrospinal fluid. It's the same blood only, but there is a filter because they don't want, God has created a filter so that the blood doesn't go in. There are some germs and other things, they are all filtered, only certain things can get in. So that fluid is called cerebrospinal fluid. That velocity is modified by breathing. When I talk, one professor was there in my morning. One neurosurgeon said, yes, we are aware. When somebody is too much pressure is there in the brain, we ask them to do deep breathing, and automatically it goes down. They have already observed, and they are using it in the brain surgery. So that also, when the blood velocity increases inside the brain, it can remove all the refuse in the brain quickly. The non-removal of refuse in the brain is what is causing Alzheimer's disease. So if you do very good deep breathing, your brain also will improve. You can delay, Alzheimer's, or maybe, of course, we have to do studies. It may also improve people who already have. And this is our lab study where, we proved that not only the heart rate is increasing, even the amplitude of your ECG is changing with breathing. And this is a study where, the first curve on the right hand side, so that is normal breathing. People are just breathing the way they are breathing. The second and third, we are asking them to breathe, for a constant time, inhale and exhale, like the CCB without breathing. Third one is like a Samavritti. Inhale for some time, same time hold, exhale for same time, hold for same time. But in the second and third, you can see that the black waveform is also going along with the other two waveforms. The blue waveform is the breathing. The red waveform is the heart rate changing. So there you can see in all the three, red and blue are together. But in the first one, the black one is not connected. That's the EEG, normal EEG, that is the brain electrical activity. But when you do breathing in a constant rate, the breathing is able to modulate the electrical activity of the brain also. So the breathing is such a powerful thing, it can control so many things. And this scientist, Otto Warburg, he got a Nobel Prize in biochemistry. He proved that cancer requires a low oxygen environment to survive. By creating cancer in mice, he showed that if there is a cancer here, he made sure that around that blood flow is very good. And nothing happened to those. The cancer was there, but it didn't spread. Other group of mice, he didn't do anything. He just created a cancer and left it. The cancer grew within 1 week, they all died. But the other group where he ensured that there is blood flow sufficiently, none of them died. So he showed that if there is sufficient oxygen, cancer cannot spread. So for that he got a Nobel Prize in 1960 or somewhere like that. And this study showed that, when people are given additional oxygen, because normal breathing, when you do the atmospheric air, only 21% is oxygen, rest of it is nitrogen. So instead of 21%, they added more oxygen. Then they found that people who are recovering after the chemotherapy and all that, they are able to improve better. So there are other effects for this thing. And that intermittent hypoxia, that 1:1:1, what I told you, Samavriti, it can also increase your stem cells. Stem cells are, you might have studied a lot of stem cells can be used for different diseases and all that they say. So stem cell also can increase. And then the last line, that bold thing you can see, a single 90-second breath hold triggers a 150 to 556% increase in growth hormone. So growth hormone can increase. There are so many such benefits. But basic thing is we need to practice. So this is I took from National Institute of Health. What it really says is that, see, this man proved that even if somebody has a bad gene, suppose you have somebody has a cancer gene or a BP gene, you can still suppress it by certain food, like this thing, or by certain thinking. In this case, he took identical twins of a rat. He fed some kind of diet based on the knowledge they have for one of them, different diet for that. After some time you can see, will anybody think they are identical twins? He showed that irrespective of the genes, you can modify, you can suppress. And the connection to what we are saying is, one paper appeared in 2013. They asked people to do some yogasanas, breathing and deep relaxation for 2 hours. And they took the blood before and after, and they showed 111 genes in the white blood cells have beneficially changed, that epigenetic effects are there. So even at the gene level, breathing can change things. So that brings me to the end. We have 1 more minute. I already told you about this thing. So this is another general this thing I am passionate about, not only breathing but generally about health, based on what the doctor asked this morning. See, this is based on what the what do they call it? Acupressure people say. They have some 5 golden rules. Eat only if you are hungry. See, Nataka, what is it? Coffee kudiyana, tiddi tinnona, ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತಾ, So all the time, whenever it's available, we eat. That's not a good business thing. You should eat only for when you are hungry. That's a good business thing. And drink water only if you are thirsty. And chew your food in your mouth completely. I told you 35% of digestion takes place in the mouth. That alone can reduce many of your diseases. And only digestive juices must be released in the body while eating, and not other type of hormones. When you are eating and you see some movie, some bad scenes are there, instead of digestive juices, some other hormones will be there, which is not a desirable thing when you are eating. So that is why. And complete all eating before 7:30 p.m. at night. And go to bed by 10:30 p.m. in complete darkness. Some people sleep, light has to be there, otherwise they can't sleep. It's not a good thing, because 100 years back there was no electric light. All of us slept in darkness. So body is used to that. You have to sleep in darkness and you have to work in light. Just because we have electric light, we shouldn't switch it on. Preferably, even if you are living in this thing where the road, a lot of lights are there, put some screens and sleep in the darkness. And create time for your health. Like I told you, you don't have to get up at 4:30 and sit in Padmasana and do this. Whenever you have time, when you are traveling, if you are in a bus, nothing much to do, or a train or anywhere, or you are going in a Ola, somebody is driving, you can do some simple breathing exercises. Use the time. And like I said, knowledge is not equal to action. And results are produced on by action, not by knowledge. So please practice. And if you have any questions, if you want any more information of what I said, some papers you want proof, you said this will work, how do I know? You can just message me, mail me, I'll give you my email address. I will send you whatever papers and other proof that you want. Sir, I exceeded time by 2 minutes. Snoring.